Aw. Sorry about that. Hello. Adrienne here. Wanted to stop in and say hi to you guys, and I wanted to talk to you about why affirmations alone don't work. While we're going through, or while you might be, when people go through what is considered like the dark night of the soul or a down spiral within yourselves, then the biggest thing to realize is that affirmations alone are not necessarily something that's going to work. To say constantly, I was talking to somebody about this the other day, and to say constantly like I feel powerful or I am powerful or things like that doesn't actually allow for the acceptance of where you currently are. And affirmations, what makes them work is the resonance of them, like if they resound in your body or not, if you can actually feel when you say it. So what happens is we kind of get stuck in this cycle of like collecting information. And when we're collecting information, then it's something that it's starting to open up our minds. And the biggest thing is that people tend to kind of think that the process works a bit backward than it does. And there's a lot of stuff out there to reinforce this. So of course it's something that we go, oh, well that's going to work. And what I mean by that is a lot of times it's like, oh, just change your mind. Change your mind. So, and there's a big difference between changing your thought and changing your mind. When you're changing your thought, then it doesn't necessarily require your mind to believe it. And changing your mind, like your mind actually has, structure to its processing. And that structure is something that kind of comes with who you are as a person, the habits that you've been through and everything like that. So to actually change your mind in a way kind of requires proof. So it's really more about not even changing your thought, but more about opening up your mind to possibility, opening up your mind to the possibility of something else. Whether you know what that possibility is or not, it's about making sure that you're open to it. And that's really where we start collecting the information, because it's kind of like, wow, there's this possibility and that possibility. So we get caught up in collecting the information. But it doesn't change or really start to begin to affect our life until we apply the information. And if you just think of the word apply, it basically is taking advanced knowledge and working with it in a quality way diligently. So you have to apply it in your daily run. You have to apply it in everything that you're doing. You have to apply it throughout your day, in your morning, throughout your ritual. That's the thing that actually makes everything kind of come together in it, is that it's the information now becoming part of who you are rather than just constantly thinking about it. So in order to actually make this happen, you have to have like a good support system for the application of it. You have to actually put out there into the world the information that you want to have resound within you. And it really starts the opposite way with this. Like, everybody thinks if you change your mind, then after that, then you will take an action, and if you take an action, then you're going to accomplish a goal, and if you accomplish a goal, then you'll be able to know that you did it, and once you know that you did it, then you'll be able to kind of start manifesting things in your life, and then once you manifest things in your life, then you're going to have peace in your heart, and then you'll have joy. And it works quite the opposite way. You have to actually start with peace first. You have to start with acceptance and being joyful in accepting where you are. And that's the hardest part, is because we don't want to always accept where we are. We don't want to accept that it's hard to get out of the house. We don't want to accept the pressure, right? The weight of life, because the weight really is it's pressure. It's like this building pressure, and that's what makes it feel so heavy, even though it's not necessarily heavy in and of itself. It just feels that way because the pressure is so tight. So it really is about making sure that you find a way to number one, just open the mind. Just open it, even if it's a little bit. Is there another possibility? Could I be maybe wrong that there's not? So it's just opening the mind, and then after that, it's going from there with, okay, now that my mind's open, I'm going to accept here and now, and I'm going to find peace in it. And then you start building the ritual or the routine around that in order for you to actually start feeling like you're resounding with the acceptance and the peace and the joy. And when you work this system backward, then that's when you start actually like completely blowing your mind in the whole thing. It's not just changing your mind, it's blowing it. And the reason why I say that is because that's when your mind ultimately changes. It doesn't have to be focused on changing your thought. It can actually be blown with, wow, where did that come from? How did that come from? Was I even part of the creation of that? Like, you start blowing your mind, and that's when you start really believing in it, because now you have all of the proof backing it up. It's really hard to change our mind without the proof. So you have to start with the peace. You have to start with the peace of it all. And if you are not finding that peace, and what I mean by that is there's constant peace. So even on the days, right, when sometimes I feel irritated or mad, there's a constant running of peace, right? Like, I can still feel the ups and downs of life, but there's got to be a constant running of peace underneath. And if you're not experiencing that, then that is what I call your life theme that's getting in your way. And your life theme is a limiting belief. It's like a big, huge, just big one at the very beginning, where it's this limiting belief that it just grows. You know, it's just one, and it grows, and it starts branching off all of these other limiting beliefs that actually start weighing us down in life, making us think that we can't do it, making us think that we don't have enough to do it, making us believe that we don't have the money, we don't have the time, we don't have the knowledge, we don't have the support. Whatever it is, it's that one little thing that everything else branches off of. And you can work at this two different ways. You can start at the top of all of your leaves and kind of pull them off and go, oh, well, there's that limiting belief in that one. And it could take you a lifetime to really get down to the root of it. Or you can get to the root and just kind of go with the whole thing. And then after that, all of the other limiting beliefs start falling off. And they not only fall off, but they fall off easier. You start realizing how to roll with the pain, how to roll with the triggers, how to accept them, deal with them, process them, and they can be knocked out within minutes. I'm talking about minutes when you get really good at it. And so, you know, I just wanted to stop in and just remind you to make sure that you're going about this the right way, that you're really starting from peace first and moving up. All right, I will talk to you guys later. Hey, Sabrina. Hey, Michelle. Bye.